This morning, I just want to give you some tools for your mind to use. The mind is like a vine. The mind, when you first come upon the earth, it's not programmed. It's not fixed. It hasn't been driven by stimulation yet. It hasn't had drugs. It's not addicted to anything. The only thing it is a baby. It is what it is. So, I just want to tell you when that sort of thing starts to change. So, if I can explain it in this way, when you come into this existence, Jesus has you on a rope, and he drops you down from a rope to come here, and the rope is like lightning, full of light, and you're not holding it. The rope's wrapped round you as a baby, interconnected, interwoved into you, and it's light. It's just in the form of a rope, endless length, and he drops you down with love and honesty, and knows your journey will always be hard. So as he places you down, and then you come through the vortex, and you are birthed here on earth. Now, you got to remember this. You have every chemical inside of you. What you see upon right now, all different forms of chemical. When you look out your window, and all these different chemicals are just vibrations at different levels. You have them all inside of you. Playing the game, which is worth the candle, is to know that one of them vibrations, or two, or many more, can be addictive. And they can control you, control your personality, make you conform. And that's okay for a little while. There's nothing wrong about that. It's just about identifying who you are. So when you start to work and walk upon the earth, certain vibrations might get the attention to certain chemicals inside of your brain. So like, you often find when you chat to people, they can be closed-minded because they haven't opened that part of their mind up. They feel more comfortable being something else. So, for example, I'm just going to give an example. You have someone you went to school with, and when you went to school with them, you had a good laugh with them, because you're both in it together, you're both good at sports, both enjoyed each other's companies. See, the thing is, when you're a child and you're innocent on the world, you're still trying to plug away or plug the strings of musical instruments to see which one you vibrate to. At a certain point, there be one. So as the child gets older and then maybe leaves school and it doesn't see his friends anymore, because he doesn't have that social interaction with his friends anymore, who are on the same path of innocence and trying different things out, there would have been certain protocols that would have stimulated the mind before this process. And then this person will then turn into a teenager, and they'll follow what everyone does as teenagers. And we all know what that is. We've been contained. You know, we feel like we've not been able to express our feelings. Now we know the world. We want to tell the world who we are. And you might try going out drinking. Imagine just when you're 21, what stuff your mind has experienced. Imagine how much it's experienced. Now if I put that into a chart, so you could have a chart, and each one fills up with different emotions. And some of them were similar, some of them not so similar. So that you know that one of the charts will be filled up more than the other. You see where I'm going with this? The more you look upon part of your chart, and the more that you focus on that, is the more you will become that. That's why they say, imagine and then create physically, because you are your imagine. Whatever you imagine yourself to be, you will be that. But what that means is, it doesn't mean you just spend a day just focusing on something different, because you might spend a lifetime focusing on that without realizing. And that's the worst thing, without realizing the knowledge of the truth. So you imagine how much you have to decode yourself. Imagine how much work you have to do. So, go back to the story. Comes a teenager, wants to tell the world who he is, who she is. They want to experience it. They might start driving. Now they've got a bit of freedom. Even though they had legs before, now they feel like they've got more freedom on this earth. So, they become more mistress, and they become more explorers. And if they can survive through that without having babies or without having different relationships, remember, like I said, how much experience would you have until you're 21? How much charts have you filled up with different emotions? Remember that you have inside of you all the chemicals, and each chemical has a good bit and a bad bit about it. So if you manifest a bad bit about it, and you tell your body you are that, you end up being that. Each one has a good and bad, polar opposite. But the bad is like if you walk on the road instead of the path. You're not going to walk on it for long, are you? You're going to get told to go back onto the path, because the cars are going to hurt you. That's all. It's for your safety. So then this person ends up, whatever it has gone through, whatever trauma has gone through for his teens and 20s, it then starts to build a bridge. Because, see, say in your chart you've experienced, you've gained this much time on these parts of the chart, and they can't be good ones, they could be good ones, but say you focused on 3 or 4 different parts of who you are, because that's what I felt like. You had stimulation, had less pitfalls, like you were more conformative. So what happens is, when you're coming up to your 30s, you then start to build a bridge from the one that you were to the one that you want to be. And this is all you're doing there, is building the bridge to go to another part of the chart that you've been investing in. Not knowing the truth. Do you see? Remember, you're not knowing the truth. You're not knowing about the chemicals. You're not knowing about the table. And each one that you can work on. Each one. Because in this table, you have gold. You have silver. Yeah, you got more, but you've worked on a level of stone, right? And you've built your stones up nice and high, and then this stone got blown over by the weather, and now you want to build a bridge to another stone, thinking that would be the safe bet. You were lost all along. So in your 30s, you start to go across a bridge. So you dissociate with some of your friends, maybe, and you try to focus on your career. This is the stone which has been rolling along with you. And then, once you spend time doing that, you think that's the right thing to do. You think that is it. That's where I find my safety now. The other one felt safe, but now it's been knocked over. I've built a bridge and I've gone across to the other side. So now you're on the other side. This person, this being, has lost something about them. So if you reintroduce them into your life, he can be so fixated with the purpose of money, career. He's changed from when you were a child. This person in your life has become a victim of the world. And what they've done, they've managed to find comfort of being that person. So when you're chatting to them, they'll be closed-minded. But if you talk to them about business, they are all open-minded. Because they know it's safe to do that. They know it's safe to go there. They know if they do, like, as they say they wanted to do just football coaching, they just do football coaching. But they still lose who they were. You might be able to have some halal moments with them, some sparks of interest with them, but deep down inside of them, they are focused and driven. And that's just an explanation. Now I just want to go a little bit deeper. Right. So go back to the start, what I said. Jesus delivered you on a rope. And all them chemicals were on that rope. And there were that lightning rope. Jesus is the rope. Do you see? So in life, you're going to have pitfalls. But at all times, he delivers a rope to you. Now, unless you're trained, you cannot climb a mountain on your own. In fact, the first time that you start climbing a mountain on your own, you have to have all the tools. And you have to always someone holding a rope for you to get yourself up or down. See, like, if you can imagine a round cave and you're going down into it, someone with a rope is helping you down. It's your choice. See, if I put the rope on you and I'm helping you down, I have the intention to help you back up. I don't want to leave you there. And I haven't put the rope on to let go. I'll put the rope on to pull you back up. But if you go down that pit and you decide to take the rope off, I'll leave the rope there until you're ready to come back up again. Do you see? That's what he does. That's what he always does. He's always got a rope there. He's always ready to pull you back up again. Whenever you're ready, he'll pull you straight back up into the light, into what you were before. And remember, it's lightning. So in your mind, there's black holes, there's pit holes, and sometimes you slip through them. But at all times, there is a rope to pick you back up again, to lift you up, to pull you out the worst times of your life. But every time it pulls you back up again, it recenters you to focus the truth of the chemicals in your body. And them chemicals are the rope. Because when you connect to that rope, in a physical sense, you feed the rope through, twist it, and then you go up. Okay? But you still need to do the climb. You know, you can't rely on that one person pulling it up. There's a few times you might slip again. In a spiritual sense, that rope, when you put it on you, you just wrap it around you and it becomes you. That's who he is. He is the piercer. He is the sword of two edges, the good and the bad. But at the top is a point which pierces through everything. It's your will. Because if you notice, you have to climb both sides, but you come to the highest point of that sword, and it pierces everything it sees. Now, the emotion that you go through and the trauma you go through is the mother. You know, like water can settle anywhere. The water can go wherever it wants to go. But what you're trying to teach yourself is to manipulate the water. So, for example, the shield that you are given at the birth is from the mother, and the shield is the water. So, when people throw emotional things to you, or you go through an emotional thing, you can either drown yourself in it, or you can flush it through like a waterfall, or you can direct the water. So if you imagine you're standing there and someone jets loads of water at you through a hose, like a rope, through a hose, jets it hard at you, you are water. Imagine if you could place your hands up, your left hand, and your water in your body tells the water coming to you to go left, go around you, like a shield. Like a shield. Do you see what I mean? So you push it out and you form a water barrier because it is water. But because you can control your emotions, you can move them emotions away from you, like a shield. So the water will go around you. Now if you don't have that, the water's going to hit you and become you. It's going to knock you over. And then you get back up again and they just keep on knocking you over. You have the shield inside of you, which is the water. So, you're an electrical beam with water in it. You have ropes, which are always here to save you. You have a shield inside of you full of water. These are the base laws of human existence. It's simple. Put things in categories. Put them in 3 categories. You got the Father, Jesus, Lord, and you have the Mother, the electrical being, magnetism. All of them sources are Jesus and the Father. Next category, that's 1. So whatever that's trying to show you is information. Whatever is trying to pierce is light. Whatever is trying to save you is teaching you. That's 1. Number 2, you can always put everything into these contexts. Number 2 is the mother, water, emotion. She emotionally attacks you if you allow her to attack you. She will teach you wrong from right because how you feel. So the Father will put you in a position, but you will have to feel with the Mother. The Mother will make you feel inside, deep down, inside. So, I want to go a little bit more into it. Your blood vessels are like lightning, right? And the oxygen, the breath, is prana. It's energy. This energy which goes through is the light. It's just a different form of light that you knew, or you know. But when you start to investigate, you realize breath is light. The breath goes inside of you. Yeah? And when the breath goes inside of you, it goes into blood vessels. The heart, which pumps, is the rope. It is the rope. And it wants to serve a purpose. It wants to fill your body with light. So when you inhale the breath, think of this. The ropes that come off the heart, the ropes are all electrical, all magnetism. They are all creation. They are Jesus. And what he wants to do, he wants to go in every part of the body to give you a rope. And the rope's already there. But some people, they're not breathing properly. So they're not pushing the blood, the water, into them vessels. The breath, they're not bringing them into them vessels. So, what I'm saying, sounds really complicated. I don't want to make it complicated. But them blood cells, and when you watch the blood vessels going around, they're the rope. And some of them are switched off because of maybe dieting, maybe your emotions, you turned them off. But they're still there. Okay? And this is where the trauma comes in. If you can stretch your body out, massage your body, start to give blood flow to it, the blood will then pump through them. You start to thin your blood out, the blood will go into them ropes and oxidate them, which means give them life. Yeah, give them life. Think how small these vessels are. Think how small they are. But they're all rope back to the heart. They're all rope. Do you get that? Do you understand that? So your purpose in life, real purpose in life, is to know good from wrong. And once you know good from wrong, deep down, you then work on a path of correcting everything that you might have got wrong. You don't self-dwell in it. You can. But what you do is you find a point of understanding of the truth about who you are. The mind is a vine. You could, if that vine starts to grow and it starts to take over all the elements in it, like the table I said to you before, the vine will literally take over the whole of your mind, and you become the vine, not the mind. You become the vine. It's no different what you can see physically. Listen, anything you see here happens in heaven. All the different places in heaven, they all do. So if vines are taking over your garden, yeah, it's the same as taking over your mind. If your attention is focused on that and you think you are this, yeah, you will have vines in you. The idea is you trim the vine down. You won't be able to take it off because it's always here. It's always testing you, always pushing you, because it pushes you to your best ability. But it's whether or not you grab a bridge and you cross it and you want to go on another vine. But if you let that vine grow too much, you become the vine. Do you see? It intoxicates the mind. You're not open anymore. You haven't got a practice anymore. Your practice is this world. Where did you come from before? Why are you not seeing where you came from before? Because the vine has clouded your form. You are not in control of your vessel. Your vessel has been compromised. Before it was too late, you jumped into a position where you felt like it was comfortable. and you are safe. It's time to come out. Get on that rope, start to climb it. Now, like I said before, whatever you see on earth, you will see in the spiritual realm. The rope of Jesus. You just have to drive past and you just have to see the power lines. What's in them power lines? What is in them power lines? Power. What do they look like? Ropes. That's how you can contain the power in a physical form, by rope. And they go to where? Your house. What are you? You have houses inside of you. And Jesus says, cleanse them. So Jesus is with you even at your house. He is there. He gives you electric. Not a provider, Him. The electrical being gives you it all. He turns on your blender. He turns on your computer. He does. In a physical form. But you got all of these manifested inside of you. You think that you're no different. You're no different from the computer. You're no different from the blender. You have electrical charge. You have ropes all inside of your body. You have a power station right in the middle. And that power station works through friction. In and an out. It comes into reality, goes out of reality. Into reality, out of reality. When it goes out of reality, it pulls from the portals. It pulls from that. And then when it pumps back out again, it pumps and radiates. It comes back into this reality. We will not exist if there is only one heartbeat. It's reciprocation of energy. Everything is energy. Do you see where I'm going? You are energy. You are the whole thing. And it's whether or not you can see it. Focus on meditation. Focus on listening to nice music. Because you can come home. Don't let the vine dictate everything. You need to control it. Parasites. So you have a vine and you have parasites growing on the vine who thrive off the vine. Parasites will drive you. Yeah? Identify them. And once you identify them, you can then focus on eliminating them. But it's hard to eliminate. It's not an easy journey. You have spent years working out who you are, but you looked at them and worked out who you are with only the satisfaction of becoming a sheep. And it sounds horrible. It sounds horrible, I know. But you got more. You can be that sheep. You can be that sheep. You can carry on living and earning your money like you do, but I just want you to open up your mind. Get on that rope and climb. And whatever you created in this world, keep it with you. Keep your energy with you. But I want you to climb out of that pit hole with that rope, the electrical rope. I love you. Be strong. Be willing. Pick up your shield of defense. Any emotions thrown at you, if you don't want them, build that barrier up. Pick up the sword. And the sword which pierces the light and the dark. The dark and the light become one. With that sword as information, is your willpower. It is Jesus. That's what Merlin is, the bridge of two worlds. Okay? When you see the knights fighting with a shield and a sword, you know, imagine this. The sword is information, so I try to hit you. And if you don't want that information, you pick up that shield of the mother, bang, I don't want that information. That's incorrect. But the one that pierces you is the one what either teaches you the right thing or the wrong thing, because there's two edges of it. So you sit here now. Here and now. You sit here present. Your lost one. All your loved ones. All the ones who have been passed away. All the ones that haven't come here yet. There's a lot more to the big story. If you're filming, just pick it up. Take down that vine. And this time, trust in the Lord. Because He trusts in you. And His rope's always there. You can see it. Love, live, and empathize. I love you.